All right. All right. Hey, this is Lee Fuller, aka the Funnel Helper, but today I am the live stream helper because I want to share with you the fundamentals of what it will take to stream your ministry online. I know, as many of you have heard, that throughout the country we're banned from having large gatherings together. So I've been working with our church and various other churches to um, help them live stream, and I've been getting very similar questions. Right. So what I want to do is take this time to kind of give you specifics on hardware you may need, software you may need, how to live stream, and point you to a couple resources that can help. I'm not sure how long how long this live stream is going to be, but I promise not to waste your time by giving you valuable information. And my mouth is starting to get dry because I don't have my water, but that's okay. We're going to keep pushing. So, as you know, there are many people now that need your message more now than ever, right? A message of hope. I've talked about that previously. And getting your ministry and your services online is vitally important. So, for the next couple minutes, I'm going to walk you through some of the essentials on how to get it done. And if you know a ministry leader or a pastor or a church that's been trying to figure out the basics of this live stream situation, then tag them, and share this video with them because I know it will be helpful for them. Okay. So again, my name is Lee Fuller. Let's jump into it. So as I go through my list here, I'm going to go up to the whiteboard and kind of doodle my way through, and then I'll be back and forth between the whiteboard and the computer, showing you different places because I really want this to be kind of comprehensive, but at a high level because so many of you are starting from different places. So you're starting from different places, so I'll be able to try to give you conceptually the idea and in the specifics as it applies to a large group of people. All right. So let's head over to the whiteboard. Here we go. Let's go over to the whiteboard. Oh, we're at the whiteboard. Okay. So this really is the framework. This really is what you need to understand about live streaming. Okay. These are the key areas, so I guess we can, to help me teach it a little bit, I will go something like, so this is 1, and then we'll go, we'll say 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And if you're going to live stream, basically you have to have a solution or understand these 5 areas of live streaming, okay? Hold on one second. I want to make sure that I, in fact, am streaming to my platform. I believe so. I'm just refreshing. Okay, yep, so we're live. All right, cool. So the first thing you need is the person, right? You need the minister. So this is the, this is the bishop. He's got the robe, blah, blah, blah. That's my bishop robe. Or he's the pastor or whatever. You got to have somebody that's sharing the message, that's giving the word, okay? So pretty straightforward. Hey, in many cases, that's going to be you, right? I'm talking to you. You're this person, right? To my brothers and sisters, hey, if you got this wiggly hair, whatever, right? So this is you. And you've got to get clear on the message that's going to impact and going to reach the people, right? So you're going to make sure that you are there. Pretty straightforward. The next thing you're going to need, though, is you're going to need a camera, okay? Yes, you're there, but we have to have a way of getting you on capturing the video so that it can live stream, okay? In person, your eyes are the camera. See, in person, your eyes are the camera. But you're not in person right now, so the camera has got to be your eyes. Okay, Lee, what are some options for your eyes? I don't know if I'm going to use red. I don't know if I'm going to use blue. Let me go to blue. Okay, so some options for your eyes. Hey, if you're just now getting started, let me tell you something, man. A great way for you to start live streaming, okay, would be if you okay, your phone is a pretty good option if, hey, you know what? It's coming up on the weekend and I don't have a camera in place. We're going to kind of go through best stuff, but if I don't have a camera in place, then you really need to be on your phone. Okay, now, listen, when I say phones, if you have an iPhone, anything after i6, right, after the 6 or the 6S, you should be good. We're at 11, so there's a pretty good range there, or 10, wherever they are. There's a pretty good range there. If you got a Galaxy phone, then you're pretty much, the camera on these phones are amazing. The camera on the iPhone is great, so capturing the video on an iPhone, iPad, tablet, whatever, you just need to have it in place, okay? Now, even the Google Pixel, right, have great cameras. So if you have a Google Pixel, blah, 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 a phone is a great option. If you have a Windows phone, why? Why do you have a Windows phone in 2020? If you still have a Windows phone in 2020, then you should not be looking at live stream options. You should be looking at, hey, how do I get a phone? Okay. I know. That was me. Pray for me. Pray for me. But no, you really want your Galaxies, your Pixels, your Google Pixels, and your iPhones are usually your best bet. All right. So that's option number one. Okay. Option number one is your phone. Option number two is you really, now, some people disagree with me on this, but I'll tell you why. Option number two, I really think you should be looking at a camcorder. Okay? Option number two, I really think you should be looking at a camcorder, right? So, I've got this camcorder here that we've been using for a while, and a couple options that you want to use for the camcorder is a couple things. One, because your camcorder is built for video, okay? The other thing is, if you're at church and you're streaming, your camcorder will allow you to zoom in and zoom out, all right? There's a lot of talk about, hey, I got to have a DSLR, and DSLRs are great. I have a mirrorless camera, so I get it. I understand. But with your DSLR, a lot of time you have to do manual focus, right? And unless you know what you're doing, you really, unless it's a static shot or you know how to manually operate the zoom, you really are going to struggle a little bit if you're using a DSLR. But listen, I like camcorders for those just starting out. And I'm going to hop over to the computer and give you a couple camcorder options, right? So if I'm at the computer here, and let's go to my computer. All right. So if I'm at the computer, one option that I like is, so this is similar to what I'm holding up. I got the the G30, but the G21 is very similar camera. They have a clean HDMI, and you'll be able to, hold on one second. Make sure I'm in front of the camera while I'm talking to you as well. Let's use this camera. Okay. And now we go back. Okay. So clean HDMI, it's going to give you what you want to look for on these, and camcorders have them, the HDMI out. You really got to have your HDMI out, because that is going to, that's what you're going to need in order to put it in the next step, which we'll get to. Aside from, so yes, you have this one. This one runs about $1,000, right? But you have older ones that, what's it called? The Vixia R800. The Vixia R800, those, if I go to Vixia R800, those can run about $300, right? They have a clean HDMI and you're allowed to zoom in. Hey, when our church first started, we were on the smaller camcorders because it allowed for us to zoom in, zoom had a clean HDMI, okay? Now, there's different camera qualities, right? So another option is what's this? So um, let me show you the camera quality. Now, like I said, the mirrorless is great. I'm going to show you kind of some of the options. So this here, right now, I'm on my Canon M50. All right, so on the Canon M50, this is the quality that you're getting. But if I want to zoom in, I can't zoom in, right? So if it's a static spot, then that's fine. But if I'm going like this and, hey, I'm trying to get my, whoa, that was close. Hey, I'm trying to get my zoom together and then my lighting adjusts as I'm doing it. Listen, if you're just getting started, DSLR is great, but understand that you have to be concerned about whether it has a clean HDMI out or whether or not you were able to zoom or you're going to be close enough to your subject during the live streaming, okay? And then the third option for the camera, I'm going to go back to the board for this one. So you got your third option, was the DSLR or the DSLR or your mirrorless camera, right? And then you have your, the fourth option is a webcam, okay? Now, currently, I am on my webcam doing this one, right? The thing I like about it is this is the Logitech C920, okay? And that's what you're looking at right now, right? Hey, it's not too bad. Hey, I'm live streaming. I have a pretty wide view, and it allows us to have a decent HD quality, right, from a live cam. The thing I like about it, though, is it has this cable. Oh, I think I almost messed it up. Uh-oh. Why did I touch it? Why did I touch it when we're live? You know, I got into the moment. My bad. Okay. Uh-oh. See, Lee, here is why live is so much fun. Okay. And I'll tilt down just a little bit. All right, so don't touch it. Leave it alone. All right. So, but this is my, having one that's not on your, I have red ink all over my stuff. Okay. This is why having your, the C130 is great because it allows you to put it on a tripod so you can move it and adjust it, and it's not just the stagnant one that's on your computer, okay? It's not just the stagnant one that's on your computer. Hey, we're live. I'm going to keep moving. So, next. So now we're at step 2. We've got the photo. We decided to use our phone. We got a camcorder, DSLR. We're using a webcam, you know, and the other option, like some churches that have already been doing switching while they were meeting, okay? I was working with the church recently, and they already had PTZ cameras. PTZ cameras, that's the pan, tilt, zoom, that are mounted. You know, you zoom in and you're looking. So some churches already had those in place, right? They just need to move them online. So right now, it looks like many of us can probably get to this phase here. We can get here. Lee, I got a phone. Hey, I may have a camcorder, or I can buy a $300 camcorder from Amazon. Hey, I have a DSLR camera, or I can use my webcam, right? So we're good there. So now we got video, but in person, remember, in person, they can see you and they can hear you. So now we got to look at our audio options, right? Now, we have got to get the video into the computer, and we have to get audio into a computer so that we can get on the internet, right? So what are some options in order to get the audio into the computer? Good question. One option is the Focusrite Scarlett. All right, 2i2. The Focusrite Scarlett, and I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. The Focusrite Scarlett will allow you to connect your existing microphones, right? So if you're a church and you've been streaming, more than likely you have some type of microphone that's an XLR, right? It's got the little that goes to the board, right? The little microphone. You probably already have that, or you probably already have a headset or some way that you were broadcasting while at church, right? You can use that same microphone. You can use even a board. And if you have the board, you can come out of the board or the mixer, the soundboard or the mixer, right into this device. This is the Scarlett. The other one is the Behringer, B-A-R-N-G. I think it's like UM2, something like that. Here, let me show you what it looks like so that when you're searching on Amazon or whatever, you can find it. Also, I want to let you know that, hold on, let's come here. I want to let you know that I've created a kit at LiveStreamYourMinistry.com. At LiveStreamYourMinistry.com, you can get this document that tells you all these resources that I'm going over. Because you might be like, Lee, hey, I like what you're doing, but I can't really find it. I don't really see this stuff. Hey, go to LiveStreamYourMinistry.com, download the kit, and you'll be able to go directly to the items that we're recommending, right? So let's pull up my computer. I want to show you the two that we were talking about. One is the Scarlett. Pull up the computer. Okay. So on the Scarlett, you have, so this is the Scarlett. This here allows you to connect your microphones, your XLR microphones, or come out of your board and right into these ports, okay? This way, you can use your same audio system. You can use your same microphones for your praise and worship leaders or whoever and still drive them out of the soundboard and into this microphone. The other one is the Behringer. All right. This one is it does the same thing, right? The Focusrite, I think, runs you about $117-ish. The Behringer, I think you can get this one for, I think this one here is around $60, right? So it gives you the option of, if you already mixing and going into a soundboard, then you can take that soundboard and go directly into here, and now you have audio, all right? So I'm going to recap while I go back to the whiteboard, all right? So we have to get, so now we have our camera, right? Check. Hey, we got our audio, and our audio is going into an audio interface, is what this is called. It's called an audio interface. AUDIO interface. And you may be like, Lee, this is so complicated. This is so difficult. Well, we are in growing times. And during growing times, we have to grow. We have to expand. And I'm showing you how to do it. If you would like me to contact you, or if you need help creating this process, then, hit me in the messages or whatever, and we'll be able to set up a time to chat, right? But I want to show you the process and the steps along the process. So we've got you breaking the word down, giving us a message of hope to get us through this season, because we don't know how long we're going to be here. Hey, we're recording, we're capturing it to a phone, which is the easiest, quickest option, right? But to a camcorder, to a DSLR, a web camera, or to a pan-tilt zoom camera that's already up in your sanctuary or that you may already be using. Now, here's the thing. Right now, we have it on camera and we have a place to collect our audio, but we have to connect this audio or this video to a computer. Say it with me, to a computer. I was helping this church, and if you came to their service it was amazing because they got the cameras and you can watch it on the monitors, you can watch it on the screens, but it wasn't connected to a computer. And if it's not connected to a computer, I don't know. I know. I'm annoying it. But if it's not connected to a computer, it can't get to the world. It can't get to the internet. Okay? So we have to connect it to the computer. All right, Lee. How can I connect my camera to the computer? We talked about the audio interface, right? Let me go red. I had to use red. So it's the audio interface, which is your Scarlett or your Behringer, right? That's how we connect the mics to those, and we bring that in here. Now, our camcorder needs to connect to a video capture. Hold on. Should I do it in black? Well, a video capture. Does that make sense? Hey, we got it to our camcorder or we got it to our camera, but our camera, we need to find a way to connect it to a computer. And the way we do that, the way we connect it to a computer is through a video capture. And here is a couple options for you. You have the Cam Link 4K, right? So the Cam Link 4K is if you come out of your HDMI out on a desktop or a computer or so let me back up a second. Many of you may have tried, hey, my camera has an XLR out, right? And I'm just going to plug it right into my computer. Well, here's the problem with that. Most computers, your HDMI on your computer is an out, right? Because normally you take your computer and you connect it to a television. Or you take your computer and you connect it to a projector so the video is an out. What you have to do is get the video in to the computer. You have to capture the video into the computer. Aha! That's why you want a video capture card, okay? And I recommend the Cam Link 4K. The other option, and then the Cam Link 4K, it will work, but it only works with HDMI, right? Which is fine because most of your cameras, most of your DSLRs, they have an HDMI out, right? And then you're going to plug it into the, and I'm going to show you what that looks like in a minute. The other thing that you have is, there's a, what's it called? Blackmagic. Blackmagic mini recorder. The Blackmagic mini recorder can take a HDMI or SDI. Okay, if you're like, hey, I don't know what SDI is, then ask your media guy. They will know what SDI is. But it's a cable that allows you to transfer video and audio longer, right? Your HDMI is good for about 100 feet. Okay, your SDI cable can go about 300 feet, sending audio and video. That's the thing that's normally hanging out of the back of cameras when they're walking around, blah, blah, blah. Okay, anyway. So your Blackmagic can handle both. But here is the problem, okay? And I want to tell you about this one. This one is the AJA UTAP. Okay, I love everybody, right? First of all, I love everybody. Hey, if Blackmagic, you want to sponsor this, then I'll accept your sponsorship. Right. So we use Blackmagic, but I went on a couple locations and we were trying to get the industry, we're trying to get them up streaming quickly without having to go back and forth. And when my back is against the wall and it has to work the first time, it has to work when I just take it and plug it in. Typically, the AJA UTAP works right out the box, in my experience, every time. Now, here's the problem. Not the problem, here's the issue. This one, you either have to purchase the SDI or the HDMI one, okay, the SDI and the HDMI one, and then they connect to USB, right? So you're going to take the AJA UTAP, and it will connect directly to your computer via a USB. And most computers have a USB port, right? So that's, and I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. But this one is a bit more expensive, I believe. I think this one's going to run you about $350, right? The Blackmagic, I think they're at like $2 and change. So we'll just say $250, right? This one here, I know it's more expensive, but when it has to work, right, I plug it in and it just works. This is a beast. The other one, it works. Don't get me wrong. It's just sometimes you have to upload software and update software and check the thing. So, you know, get in where you fit in. If price is an issue, then you just you have to finesse it a little bit. The HDMI is a little more expensive. But, you know, it's like you pick it up, you're like, oh, man. You know, you pick it up, you're like, it's got to work. Boom. And it works. Okay. I know. Try to make it entertaining because we've been here for 26 minutes. Okay. So those are the options. Let me show you what that looks like so that, now, if you want a direct link, if you go to LiveStreamingYourMinistry.com, I've got this resource link here that has all the pictures and things, but I want to show you what it looks like as well. All right, so let's go to, I think it's here. So the one that works every time, so it's about $350 at B&H, okay? At B&H, you can, it's also available on Amazon, but a lot of these have been hit and miss because everybody's trying to live stream now, right? So the AJA UTAP, this is the HDMI one, but there's also the one for the SDI, right? So there you have it there. Now the Blackmagic looks like this. This is the mini recorder, right? So you got the SDI and you have the HDMI in, but here's the other part of the Blackmagic mini recorder. You see that? It's Thunderbolt, right? So you may need to get an adapter if your computer, you may need an adapter, right? If you have a Mac with a Thunderbolt port, you'll need the adapter to do it because some Macs won't have the HDMI in the back. They'll have a Thunderbolt port, right? So if you connect the Thunderbolt port, you get the little adapter connected to the USB-C in the back. Right? Whereas your AJA, you plug it in, and then coming out the back, there is the USB, right? USB, HDMI comes in, USB connects right to your computer, bada bing, bada boom, bada bada, right? The other option is the Cam Link, right? So the Cam Link, if you've decided to use a DSLR, right? So your DSLR, now these have been a little harder to get my hands on lately because of the process. Let me see. In Amazon, you have to keep checking back and forth. Right now they're not available, but keep checking back and forth because they are popular and they're simple. Hey, you plug it in right here, and you plug this part into your computer, bada boom, bada bada, bada bing, okay? So that's what we have here. Now, for a simple recap, you ready to recap? We got to recap because this is a lot of information. Number one, if you want a printout you want to download and rewatch this video, go to LiveStreamYourMinistry.com. LiveStreamYourMinistry.com. You'll be able to download this and it'll send you directly to the resources that I'm talking about. Okay? So that's number one. Number two. Okay, minister person, we have your message captured in a camcorder, on a DSLR, on a web camera, or on one of these, right? Now we've used our video capture card, and now congratulations! We are now connected to a computer, right? We use the audio. We connect it to a Foresight Scarlett. Your existing soundboard can connect to the Behringer or the Foresight, and they go directly to the computer. Whoo! Whew, take a break, because now, whew, we have, hold on a second. Whew, oh my goodness, I'm a little tired. Whew. I don't know. I'm having too much fun. But here's what we do. Now, our information is on a computer. And if it's on the computer, guess what? We can put it on the internet. Now, warning. Let me see. Warning. Warning. Okay. Listen, once you got it to the computer, okay, please do me a favor. Some of you may be tempted to stream over Wi-Fi, okay? You may be, hey, I got strong Wi-Fi. I'm willing to do it over Wi-Fi. Hey, I believe in you. First of all, I'm on your team. I think you can do anything, right? We can do all things through Christ, right? However, you may get some buffering, right? Because if you're live streaming for a while, you may get some buffering, or you may get some interference. It may not. It may work perfectly, except for that one time that it doesn't, right? So Wi-Fi can work and will work, right? But I recommend you have a, that's my cable to the internet space, right? Right? Hey, plug into the computer, right? Hey, this is the contact between your ministry and the world. You don't want it going out. You don't want it being weird and funky, right? Weird and funky. Please. You don't want it to not work properly every time, okay? So get on the network. Get on your network computer. Connect directly to your modem so that you have consistency in your streaming, okay? Why? Because depending on what your camera source, that file can be getting larger and larger. While I'm there, let me tell you something. I have a lot of people that'll say, hey, I want to be streaming in 4K. I want 4K, right? Listen, 4K looks beautiful. 4K looks amazing. The problem is, on YouTube, the only thing that streams in 4K as of the time of this recording is YouTube TV. So even though your camera is recording in 4K, your stream is usually not in 4K. There's some extenuating circumstances, but even the big guys, they have to down compress it to 1080p, right? So don't get caught up in, oh, my camera needs to be 4K. Well, if you're streaming to TV, right? Hey, if you're going to CBS, then you're not. You already have these things in place, right? So that's kind of my response to the 4K situation, right? Now, some of these will allow you to scale up to 4K, and that's amazing. But don't get caught up on 4K. I think Facebook now is only streaming at 720, right? Yes, you can record at 4K, but your stream is still only going to be 1080 or 720, right? And this, so you know, is HD, right? If you're streaming at 1080 or 720, you're at HD quality, right? Thank you. So rest your mind, and just get it done. Okay. Any other things I need to address before we move on? Okay, no, we're moving. Man, I'm excited about this. This is good stuff. So, hey, Preaching the Word is captured on my phone, camcorder, etc. I'm connecting it to the Cam Link or to the UTEP or the Blackmagic, and now it's on my computer that is connected to the interwebs. Okay, very important that the computer is connected to the interwebs with a strong signal, right? That way you're not buffering, etc. My audio is also connected to my computer. So now I have audio and I got video. Holla at me, right? I'm preaching now. Now I'm able to effectively minister to my congregation and reach the people, right? Give people hope. So now I have to, now connected to your computer, you're going to need software, right? Once it gets to your computer, and I guess this is kind of here. Well, we'll go here. You're going to need software. Because that software has to put the audio and the video together, okay, and distribute it out. Now, there are a couple things that you can use to connect the software together and distribute it out. Some of them you may have heard. I'm going to start with the free option. Somebody say free. That's right, free. A free option that is a software that you can use is called OBS, okay? OBS. I think it's like Open Broadcasting System or Open Broadcasting Software, right? Many churches start off with OBS because it is free, okay? It is absolutely free, right? So I'll have another video about how to set it up, right? I can't get into that one on this one because this is kind of the overview, but I'll get into the specifics on another video, right? So make sure you're linking, sharing, following, becoming my friend and all that other stuff so you hear about the OBS. Or if you go to YouTube and say live streaming with OBS, there's a whole bunch of stuff, okay? In the document, I linked to how to connect stuff to live stream. All right, so OBS. Another one, a very popular software that's a mixer is your, it's called vMix, okay? Now, here's the thing with vMix. vMix works only with Windows, right? I mean, you could add Boot Camp and Parallel and Partition and all this. Listen, I got a Mac computer, right? But I have heard very good things about vMix. I think it's like $60, right? So it's a pretty simple software that you can use. OBS, it's free, but it takes a little. Sometimes it's not as easy to understand. But anyway, you can do it. It's free, and I'm going to be able to help you on another video. Right now, hey Lee, what are you using right now? I am using something called Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live. Now, full disclosure, when I bought Ecamm Live, they were a one-time fee, right? I think now they've gone to a subscription model, so you'll have to check it out, Ecamm Live, okay? The other option, if you have multiple pan tilt zooms, right? If you got a multi-camera set, right? Hey, Lee, we got 7 cameras. Or, hey, Lee, we got 8 cameras. How do I stream and still have that really professional interview? Then for you, my friend, I recommend Wirecast. Okay? Now, let me tell you a little something. Our church, the church that I'm a part of, we have gone through each phase, right? We started off with, hey, camera directly, just one camera. Actually, one of the camcorders, right? And we were going to Ustream at the time. But then we went to OBS, okay? Now we're on Wirecast. So get in where you fit in. In other words, start where you are, and you can always build up because the process, that's why I want to show you the connection points. They're all the same. So if you upgrade your if you upgrade your camera, then you have to connect them to a switcher, right? You still have to get them to a computer. Your audio, at first we had the audio coming out of a microphone directly into the camera, right? And then we start going to a board, and eventually we went to a mixer, and then right to a computer. So it's all the same stuff, okay? Next, now you have the software. Now, The preacher has connected to the camera and the audio. Everything's on the computer. Now all of it's in the software. The last step is to take it to the world via Facebook. Okay? In OBS shows you how to connect to Facebook. With OBS, you can connect to YouTube. Okay? And stream your stuff. All right? Stream your events. Now, here's the thing. With OBS, you got to pick one. Okay? Hey, I was working with a group. And they said, hey, we want to stream everywhere. Oh, no. We want to stream to Facebook. Well, my mom and various other parents may not be on Facebook. So if they don't have a Facebook account, then they can't watch your sermon. That's a problem. That's a problem. So I recommend usually if you can only pick one, I usually tell people YouTube. Why? Because you can get on YouTube without a YouTube account. You can watch a YouTube stream. You don't have to have a special account, right? Hey, it's on Facebook. Well, I don't have a Facebook account. Oh, okay. Well, God bless you. Wrong answer, right? But YouTube, hey, I don't have a Facebook account. That's fine. Just type in our church name, put it on YouTube, okay? Now, if you want to go to multiple locations, right? Hey, I don't want to force my people to pick. I want to go to all the world, right? I want to be on YouTube. I want to be on Facebook. I want to be on my website. I want to be everywhere. Well, those usually require a secondary software, okay? The secondary software I'm going to recommend, and again, all of this information, all of these ones I'm talking about are in the, if you go to LiveStreamingYourMinistry.com, you'll be able to get the resource because I want to make sure you have it. But anyway, Restream. Now, it's .io. It's not .com. It's not .net. It's not .church, right? Restream.io. Why they picked .io? Because they picked it, okay? The other one, these are syndication platforms, right? You can connect. Now, for free, actually, Restream for free will go to YouTube and it will go to a personal Facebook profile, okay? If you want to send to a personal page, it won't go to a Facebook page for free. It can go to your personal profile, right? So if this was a church that, what I would recommend is if you're going to use the free option, you can go to YouTube and then the pastor's primary profile. Now, hopefully the pastor's friends with everybody, or else he's going to be getting a lot of friend requests for people to come watch the sermon on his profile, right? But for a couple bucks, I don't know, might be 20 bucks. Let's just say 20. It might be a little less. For 20 bucks, you can go to your church's Facebook page and your YouTube channel doing Ustream, right? The other platform that I like is called Church, and I'm writing sideways. I don't know why. Church Streaming Live, I think. .tv, something like that. Let me see. ChurchStreaming.tv or Church. I think it's Church Streaming. Is it Church Streaming or Church Streaming Live? Let me see. Okay, churchstreaming.tv. Told you, it's on the sheet. Make sure you get your sheet. Churchstreaming.tv. Okay, and this one allows you to do, one of the things that we'll be doing with it is, we already go to our website, we go to YouTube, we go to Facebook, we're going to be adding a Roku channel, and we're going to be adding a Apple TV channel, okay? So, now this one's a little bit more expensive than live streaming, but it allows you to continue to expand your message, okay? Woo! Woo! I have been teaching up something and I am tired. But if you are like, hey, Lee, you lost me right here. Hey, you lost me with, okay, so I preached the word, right? If I lost you there, then let's set up a time to talk. I can connect with you and your team because I want to help during this season, right? And if it makes sense, we'll be able to help. If not, you have something that you can share with your media team, and go to livestreamyourministry.com to get this resource and you can get the links. I'll be adding and doing multiple other videos, but I wanted you to have this. Whew. Let me head back to the computer, see if there's any questions or comments, and then I got to get stuff ready because we got to stream tomorrow, right? Hold on a second. Okay, so we're back. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to Facebook now to see if there's any questions or comments. Okay. It looks like I don't see any. Wait, I guess do I have to click under here? I don't see any. But I think we're good. Okay, this is Lee Fuller, aka the Funnel Helper. But during this time, I'm here to help as the live stream helper. You like that? Hey, making it happen. But if you have any questions, connect with me, send me a message, or link to go to livestreamyourministry.com and get the resource that allows you to walk through. Also, I'll place this video on that website. That way you have it and you're able to go over the things we've talked about. All right, I'll talk to you. See you later. Bye-bye, everybody.